Alright, welcome to the channel once again. If you are here, it's most likely because you bought my PDF to do this amazing card holder and you want to see how I make it. I'm going to show you step by step with this video from the beginning all the way to the end. The final product is here. Amazing color combination in this case. Thanks a lot for buying our PDF. If that's not the case, welcome to the channel. Enjoy the process. I'm going to show you how to make this amazing card holder with a few tips and tricks along the way. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Let's go. So in order to do this wallet, you need the PDF that you can download on the link that I'll leave down in the description. These are the middle sections of the wallet, and then I offer three different shapes of pockets. In this case, the person that the wallet wants to go for the most simple ones. This one's here, one on each side. So we're gonna start by cutting them off of the page and gluing them off to our leather, which is this one here. They decided to go for a brown color on the main section on one side with a small pocket in teal, and then the opposite on the other side. That's the wallet we're gonna do today. Regarding the tools that we need a skiver that I have here. We need an edge beveler. We need some thread, which in this case is going to be teal as well, so I think it's going to look really nice on the wallet. We need some needles, X-Acto knife or some sort of cutting device. Rotary cutter works as well. We need some glue and some toconol or burnishing gum. Some tape, very important. Scratching awl, also important to mark on our leather. And then our pricking irons, a ruler, and a skiving knife as well, I like to use. In this case, the pattern is made for 3.38 pricking irons. The distance, if you do have a bigger distance or smaller distance, you can just follow the small little line that is in between the stitches and adjust the pricking irons, the design of the wallet for your pricking iron size. So without further ado, let's go. Let's get out the pieces from the paper and glue them onto the leather. Let's go. And also, because I like to have the stitching holes all leaning to the same side, if I am stitching this leather in this order, with a stitching hole like this, with a stitching pricking iron like this, it means that the other one on the other side will have to come out like this. So I'm going to glue two pieces, two patterns on the top piece, and then the other two in the back. So all our pieces are glued onto the leather. Something that I forgot to mention before, you also need a hammer to make sure you can hammer your stitching. That's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna go all the way around and hammer our stitching holes. I'm gonna start with this piece here. So now that we have all our holes marked on the leather, it's time to cut. A few considerations about the leather. Once again, if you don't have the same distance of pricking irons, you can just start with your pricking irons from the middle all the way to the corner, and then make sure that you start from that section there all the way down to the corner again. You always adjust your distance of pricking irons in the corner and not in this section here, because you want to make sure that you have one teeth on one side and another teeth on the other side. Also, to make it easier, maybe you want to glue everything together first and then at the end punch your holes. Since you don't have a guidance in distance, it makes more sense to do it that way. But in this case, They're just on this like this. So let's remove, let's cut and then let's remove the paper. Let's go. Our first piece. So what I like to do now is I'm gonna take care of this top section here, and by that I mean I'm gonna burnish it and bevel it and crease it as well. You don't have to do it, but I think it's just an additional step that makes it look very good, because you want to do it now, because once it's stitched onto the other section you won't be able to do anything. So let's go ahead and do that now. So after burnishing both of the edges, we can go ahead and glue the pieces all together. So the teal with the brown and the brown with the teal. Make sure that you scratch all around where the piece is going to be glued. If you don't have one of these tools, you can just simply use a X-Acto knife and go ahead and scratch it. If you don't have a brush, you can just go ahead and use a piece of leather to spread the glue evenly. Make sure you apply some pressure along the edges where you glued. If you don't have one of these things, you can just apply some plastic clips onto it so it stays in place for a couple minutes. Okay, second piece is glued. Now I need to glue both of them together in the back, just around, and then we can go for the stitching. So now that the pieces are glued together, it's time to stitch. The thread I'm going to use is going to be this one, kind of like teal, and now I just need to find 2 needles. So maybe you're asking, how do I know I have enough thread? So I go ahead and I measure the size of the wallet. So 1, 2, and then 3, 4. So this is the size of the wallet. And then I go this size plus 5. So 1, up until here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this should be enough for the entire wall. Let's cut it and put it in the needles. Now regarding the stitching, I always stitch the same way. The holes are leaning away from me and I stitch towards myself. I always go ahead and I insert the left needle first. I insert the second needle, the right one, and then I will cast on the left side and pull. When I am pulling the right hand, I make sure I pull it down, and the left hand, I make sure I pull it up. And this way, so far, it has worked for me and it has been giving me perfect stitches all the time. So like I mentioned, left needle first. I cast, and then by pulling, the right hand goes down and the left hand goes up. And again, left needle in first, right one, cast, left hand up, right hand down. Always like this. So after the stitching is done, we need now to hammer the stitches down. It's a very important part of the process. So make sure you put your wallet on a straight surface and that you hammer all those stitches down. So as you can see now, even if the limits here are not straight, we can now use the stitch line to guide our cuts and make everything more clean. So that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna cut the excess and then make the round corners. Let's go. So as you can see, the cuts are way cleaner now. Let's do the round corners. It's gonna look way better once the round corners are done. So for the round corners, if you don't have a corner punch like I do, you can just use a coin and then slowly go all the way around the coin, cut by cut, until you do the entire corner. So corners are done. It is looking way nicer now. We're gonna have to sand it down and then start the burnishing process. It's quite straight, so the sanding is not gonna have to be a lot, but we want to make sure that all these sides of the wallet are shiny and smooth. So let's do that now. Okay, so all the edges are beveled now. I'm going to sand it with the sandpaper grid 1000 all the way up to 2000, and in between each sandpaper I will apply Toconol and I will burnish it. So let's do that. So this one is grid 1200 actually, and make sure that when you're sanding you always sand to the same side. So the edge is looking quite nice. We're gonna go one last time with the sandpaper 3000, burnish, and that's our wallet finished. Let's go. That's it, our finished wallet. And that's a wrap up. That's our wallet. Came out really nice. The combination of colors is really amazing. I hope the customer likes this one. And about you, thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe our channel. It really helps. I'm just starting, so it will be really nice if you could subscribe. And also to follow us on Instagram, to follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna leave it down here. And that's everything for today. once again, thanks. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.